from that. But I don't understand.
Yes, I absolutely think it is fear. When I was in my 20s, I was going through my own stuff. Um, as someone who suffers from major depressive disorder, I didn't fully realize it at the time, but I was suffering from trauma. I had 3 huge incidents happen when I was 19 that really shaped a huge um, portion of my early adult life because it made me question everything, including why are we here? And so that was always kind of rattling around in the back of my mind for a while. So in my mid 20s, I read this book called How We Die by Dr. Sharon Newland. And there's a passage in there, I'm going to paraphrase because it was too long. But he had a patient who had requested a DNR. And this was a long time ago. I think it was probably in the 60s or 70s. He's since deceased. And he wrote how this elderly woman had told him that she did not want to be resuscitated. And I can't remember if she was in the hospital or if she was in a nursing facility or whatever. But anyway, she was an elderly woman, and I think she had to have a procedure done. And she told him, "I don't want to be revived." And he was just kind of like, "Oh, what?" And so he, thinking that he was doing the right thing because of the Hippocratic Oath, she went into cardiac arrest, I think it was, and he resuscitated her against her will. And when she awoke and she was clear-headed enough, she was angry with him. And he was taken aback by it. And she was like, "No, I have lived my life. I am ready to go. And I told you what I wanted, and you went against my wishes." And that stuck with him. And it really made him think about Western culture and our obsession with youth and our inability to accept that we grow older. And it really made me think about my own egocentrism because I was grappling with who I was and what my purpose was and what was the point of all of it if it could be ripped away from me at any point. And I remember using those words with a therapist, ripped away from me. And this was after I had lost 3 people in 1 year. And it kind of struck me one day that I was coming from a place of ego. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people in Western society is we're very egocentric. We're egoic. We're totally into ourselves and our personal identity instead of community and living in the now and experiencing life. I think that is why so many people cling on to this life for as long as they can, because it's the fear of the unknown is too big for most people, I think, at least in Western culture. And I think going through the experiences that I went through and studying spirituality kind of helped me not fear it anymore. I don't remember fearing not existing, right? So there really isn't anything to fear. And those people who have had near-death experiences and come back have said that there is no pain. And so the pain is here. The pain is what we're dealing with right now. The pain is us staying here. But we do it because we're supposed to, or we're stubborn, or we don't want to disappoint the people we care about. But a lot of us, if we're honest, we're just going through the motions. We're just not actively choosing to die, in my opinion, if we're being honest with ourselves at this point.